Biochar potato farm update. So, this bed and that bed. They had rough, like big piece biochar, mostly from fir, at the bottom. Then they got soil, and then they got another layer where I put the potatoes to create the drain. And I made a video of that. And then more soil on the top. And the only difference between this one and that one is that that one already has trees and this one does not. So this one has instead, and this one is planted also somewhat later, that's why they're much smaller. And I've planted a bunch of peas here, which as they start going up, I'll just start nibbling and eating them off, and they will the root knot, some of them I will leave so they grow a little bit bigger. And as soon as they start bolting, that is to say they go into flowering and they start using their nitrogen to make the peas that we eat, I'll kill them so that that nitrogen goes into the soil. And this, probably good since I have a lot of fresh biochar in there, and that biochar, it absorbs the nitrogen in particular. So much so that plants cannot use it until it has reached a certain point. And so here you can see they have there are no peas. They were planted earlier, I think by 2 or so weeks, and they are noticeably bigger. Unsurprisingly, the ones that are facing more sun, the ones that are not covered by the trees, they are of course growing a little bit quicker, but not necessarily by that much. It may also have a little bit to do with the depth that they came in. I think they are deeper, the ones here. These should actually have a lot of sun. And maybe the size of the potatoes as well. They were fairly sizable, the potatoes I put in here, but since they were earlier and I was late with the peas, there are no peas around here. So this is probably just gonna. Okay, so now you may think, okay, all these trees here, doesn't that make it like a bit hard to harvest? Yeah, I mean, if I keep the rocks like that, what I will do, I'll just tip the rocks on the side, use the hoe to get up the help me get up the potatoes, and then I'll simply expand the bed a little bit, just roughly move the rocks a little bit. The soil will get a little bit more shallow, but that is fine because then I will change to a different, then I will use more peas and radishes, who will, unlike the potatoes, who really like and need, should have actually more sun. They shouldn't really be placed along trees like this. The peas and the radishes will do actually very well. But for the time being, I need seed potatoes, and I want to kind of establish like a higher root system on these trees. And potatoes are excellent for that because I need to have a fair deal of soil for them. So, and also the soil that I have, it's dried up from here, where it has a lot of rocks. Like, I have piles after piles of, these kind of little bastards everywhere. And it's, as you work with the soil, you just get it off. This is what's nice with potatoes, you have to dig it up to get it, and in the process you remove more rocks, and then you can tailor it in a more permanent manner that doesn't really interfere as much with biochar instead. It's my preferred method. Oh look, a queen ant. Over there is a queen ant. I don't think the camera picks it up necessarily, but a wingless one. I was saying what? Oh yeah, so as I get rid of the rocks, because they don't they don't really have much nutrients of significance, and they just take space. The biochar will do all the things that rocks do when it comes to drainage and all that kind of stuff, but they can also absorb and hold nutrients and water and so forth, but not so much water that it tends to waterlog a plant. Dig up these guys again, get this one a bit expanded, and then I'll mix in more biochar for that one when for the next bed, and it will be expanded, probably not so much in that direction because I'd like to have a path up there to the house, but generally, like everything, it won't be as tall as it is now. It will be a little bit lower, like, so the top layer of the rocks are probably not going to be there, give or take a few adjustments. And afterwards, when I start operating with the peas and so forth, and the nitrogen that the potatoes here took, I will be able to replenish, and it's mostly just the minerals such as primarily calcium and magnesium that I need to refill, and that I intend to acquire from the the chalky sand we have over there. I wouldn't need like immense amounts, but it's I have my methods of getting it from that. If not, then I could actually just get it simply from seawater. Um, so that will be also the thing that happens here. Here you see there's some small little peas popping up. And yeah, I'm gonna eat these guys too. Again, the purpose for these is sort of a bit of a cover crop, but it's also to since they do add the nitrogen to the soil, I just need to give them some time to provide the carbohydrates to the microbes that they cooperate with. And as the nodules start building up, I wipe out those plants and eat them essentially. Uh, Strip this thing together, add a little bit of calcium, and then this soil should actually be quite good. Should have really done more with more of these stuff here, but whatever. Slowly but surely. So I get, you know, I think when they're more or less like twice the size of this. This is just something I planted indoors. I let it grow on the window for a while, and then I've repotted this square here. And there's some extra biochar under this one. The purpose here is the same, except here I wanted not an agriculture experiment, but virgin soil experiment. Not, yeah, I mean, the other one is also that, but yeah, you can see a clear difference. This has been vacant since for I think 2 years, and because the soil was so compacted and acidic and also nutrients poor, there hasn't been a lot of things that have been able to grow on it. You see, it's still very like lumpy. Much of it actually deteriorates in the soil. The microbes that get access, they let it up in the air, and it's also very fibrous, so it takes a lot of time. So yeah, I want to see what is the difference of, plant that, kill that, and then see what happens with the, uh, the the simple act of having those plants do their thing on that spot as compared to everything else. So yeah, I guess that's a biochar. It was meant to be biochar and potatoes, but it became biochar and potatoes and peas. So peace out, I guess. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I'm so funny. I should get a rope and a chair and jump over somewhere.